Welcome to the Dangers of Valerian, my fellow adventurer. My name is Model 42 and today, in this new monster guide, we take a look at probably the most badass of all the different hags in Pathfinder, the Blood Hag. Stay till the end to get some tips on how you might use this beautiful angel of death in your campaigns. Let's go. Blood hags infiltrate communities in the guise of young, innocent humanoids. This disguise is more than an illusion, for a blood hag wears the skin of a previous victim to hide her true appearance. During the day, her disguise is almost perfect, especially if the community knows nothing about the person the hag is pretending to be. But after sunset, the creature sheds her skin, hides it in a safe place, and stalks the night to drink the blood it sustains her, able to travel quickly in the form of a ball of fire and to slip through keyholes or the slightest crack in a door or window. Blood hags feed on sleeping victims, then return home before morning to don their stolen skin. A slain blood hag's skin can be used as a component in dark rituals invoking demonic powers. A hero who knows this usually destroys the skin. Less scrupulous adventurers can sell this prize for a substantial sum, about 80 to 120 gold pieces. They may later learn that they have helped the buyer unleash a terrible scourge upon the world, if the buyer doesn't kill them first. This level 8 monster has a chaotic evil alignment, is of medium size, and has the trace humanoid and hag. She has a decent perception, aided by an amazing ability that we look at in a few moments, speaks 5 languages, has a very good array of skills, occultism being the weakest with plus 14 and deception being the highest with a good plus 19. All of them help her in sneaking around, staying unseen, and interacting with the community she hides in. Her armor class is decent and protects a weaker amount of hit points, but since she usually not expects to fight, and values her life, she probably will flee before things go south. Her saving throws are okay, but nothing special. She is immune against bleed, takes 10 less fire damage and suffers 10 more damage through cold iron weapons. She has a normal speed and 3 attacks, a plus 18 claw attack that can grab targets with an additional action, a plus 18 jaw attack, and a ranged plus 19 firebolt attack that has no range increments, making it pretty accurate on most ranges. Also, she has 2 occult innate spells, a 4th level charm, and 4th level sleep. Both can be cast a total of 3 times per day and have a DC of 26, which is decent and actually good against most melee classes, as long as they're not too wise. With that out of the way, let's look at her other abilities. The first is called Blood Sense, which she has with an imprecise range of 90 feet, and allows her to feel the presence of blood and creatures with blood, also being able to distinguish between spilled blood and the blood within a living creature. This makes it difficult to sneak up on her or to hide from her. Her second ability is Govern, which is only active if she is part of a Govern, which needs at least 2 more creatures and an 8-hour ritual held by those. After that they get a lot of benefits, including the Elite Adjustment, which I have been calling epic all this time, the knowing of each other's locations at all times and their condition with the use of a single concentrate action, sensing through them for a 2-action concentrate ability, and a lot of coven spells that they can help each other in casting if they are close to one another. There are a lot of spells, and the Blood Hag adds the spells Death Ward, Fiery Body, and Nightmare to the Govern when she joins. In the appendix, or on screen, you read all the details of it. Planning to use her in a coven makes her way stronger though, as well as the other hags in the coven, so keep that in mind. If she is alone and has no coven, she cannot use any of the coven abilities and spells, which is the version you can see in the bestiary and on screen. Her coolest feature, however, is the ability, Borrowed Skin. This grants her the effects of a 4th level misdirection spell at all times. Though the spell is not heightened, it just counts as 4th level for any other spells and effects. For that spell, she is the primary target and the skin, which she has taken from a humanoid she has killed, is the secondary target. If coarse salt is put inside the skin, she cannot wear it, but she can always kill another human and spend 1 hour to prepare the new skin as a disguise. though mostly she will be seen as the beautiful young maiden whose skin she has taken. Her true form is a woman made of muscle, flesh and bone, a horrific sight to behold, but also, with the ability, assume fiery form. She can spend 3 actions to remove her skin and transform into a brilliant ball of fire. In this form she becomes amorphous, has the fire tray and can fly up to 60 feet with her movement. She also is immune to fire, and glows like a torch. She has no melee attacks anymore, and cannot use the ability we yet have to talk about, Drain Blood. However, each creature that touches her or successfully attacks her from an adjacent space has to make a reflex save against a DC of 26 or take decent fire damage. As long as her skin is intact, she can spend a single manipulate action while adjacent to the skin to return to her normal form. If she has no other choice, she can also burst out of her skin, destroying it in the process, which creates a 20-foot emanation of fire that deals 9d6 fire damage, but allows a reflex save against a DC of 26. Her last ability is called Drain Blood. As long as a grabbed, paralyzed, restrained, unconscious, or willing creature is in her reach, she can use this with a single action and sinks her fangs into the target, like a vampire, to drink its blood. For this she has to make an athletics save against the target's fortitude DC. If she has grabbed the target, though it will automatically succeed, if any of the other conditions were met, the target becomes drained 1, which reduces its hit points and also maximum hit points, and she can raise it to up to drained 5. When she drinks blood this way, she regains 15 hit points, with any extra hit points becoming temporary ones for 1 hour. She does not regain hit points if the target is already drained, but it still increases the condition, and if it reaches drained 5, the target will die. For each week passed, the condition automatically is reduced by 1, but with a blood transfusion and a medicine check with DC 20 this will be 10 minutes instead. With this we know all that we can about this, in my opinion, super vampire, but how can we use her in our stories? It's actually very simple. Use her like you would a vampire, the only difference being that she does not have the same weaknesses and problems. She can walk in the sun, is not afraid of holy symbols and can build up a normal life in the community, though she mostly will not stay for too long, the size of the town being a deciding factor for that. I personally am not the biggest fan of governs, but a group of hags, or blood hags, that want to devastate a town slowly and from the inside can be a cool storyline that the players have to follow through, with one of the hags maybe even flirting with and helping the players, to a degree of trap making of course. Personally, I would use her as a single threat creature, maybe even an act or even campaign-ending boss, with levels in a spellcasting class, like sorcerer or witch, though even a melee class or a cleric would be a huge amount of fun with this monster. Since she is more or less a normal humanoid in her disguise, she can be anything you want her to be, like the succubus, and you can even change her alignment and more, to fit any single storyline idea you want. Maybe the players find a blood hag in need of help, who wants to shed her evil ways and become a normal human, since she fell in love with a nice boy in town. That would be a twist, especially if she is part of a coven and hires the heroes to kill them, so she can be free, with more quests to follow, for becoming human will not be easy. Also you can utilize a blood hag in a stalking way, switching disguises and following the players around through the whole campaign, until they reach the moment she has been planning for example the finding of a lost relic or spell. You can play into the hag and witch stereotypes, or make her a benevolent, yet dangerous leader with a dark secret the players stumble upon. There are literally endless possibilities, starting as the search for the woman whose skin she is wearing, or finding out why a noble lady started to act differently than usual, burning a house with a skin inside and feeling her wrath as she hunts the players, and much, much more. The blood hag is my personally favorite creature when it comes to vampires or vampire-like creatures, and I hope I could share with you why that is. You'll find the blood hag on page 130 of the third bestiary. And now, at the end of this video, I thank you so much for watching and hope you want to see more content like this in the future. Until then, please leave a like, subscribe for more content, and write me a comment what you think about this creature. Have you ever thought that one person you love, that charming girl with a smile of gold, could be more than just your lover? That she has a dark secret in her skin, that secret maybe being her skin?